Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Pokemon trainers, and Pokemon fans everywhere. We're here with the deck profile for the Monkey Soul, with Oranguru, with Dustox. I'm going to show you this real quick. Doing things a little differently for this video, I'm going to show you another deck profile back to back, and then that gameplay is going to come out in one video. I just haven't had the time to play the games for it. The deck is ready, so in case you guys want to try it, go for it, put the deck together, and try out that before I put up the gameplay, but we'll do that. And then I have another video coming out for you with a slight twist to that second deck profile I'm about to explain. Yeah, you'll see all of it. It'll all be there. Look forward to those videos. They're pretty exciting. They're just new twists on decks, like different variants to the most popular decks and different ways to play them. I think you guys will really enjoy them. I hope you do. They're going to be really fun. So let's get into this right here. We have the young Oranguru here. We got 3 Orangurus. Sorry, why am I in this screen? Let me go here. Better. Much better. Pokemon lineup. We have the 3 Orangurus with resource management, obviously, so we can keep shuffling cards from our discard pile into our deck. And also we can use Profound Knowledge for 3 energies and 60 damage, and also confuse the opponent. So that's really good for us, because we're going to be trying to play into that confusion to buy us an extra few turns for the stall. That's what this deck is all about, just buying as many turns as we can. Either forcing our opponent into, drawing out his deck, wasting his resources and not being able to get them back. Or either that, or just killing them with our Hazardous Evolution Profound Knowledge combo damage. So you guys have already seen the games for that. I hope you enjoyed those. Like you saw how we were able to mix in both styles of play depending on the situation. So how does it work? The Dustox with Hazardous Evolution. When you play this from your hand, evolve one of your Pokemon, you can leave the opponent's Pokemon paralyzed and poisoned. You've seen that. If you do, put 3 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon between turns. So yeah, this does triple poison damage, so you get 30 damage. We're going to play the entire line, all 4 of them, so we can get as many as we can. Like, the ideal setup is Oranguru in the active, Grovyle on the bench, and then all 4 of your Wurmple set up with the Dustox. You probably don't need 4, you can probably do 3, and then 2 Grovyle, and then just keep shuffling your Devolution Sprays back in. But, so yeah, that's the goal here. We basically made an infinite loop here with Dustox and the Devolution Spray, which means that if you can thin your deck out enough, which you should be able to do with a mix of like the Hapus, the Jessie James, the Mars, and everything, like just quickly get rid of cards and then keep drawing back only the De-Evolution Sprays, you can basically just make an infinite loop. You play De-Evolution Spray, you gotta have at least 1 other card in there, so keep like 5, right? 5 total is the limit, so that like in case there's like, because your opponent's going to use his reset stamps and everything early on, like he shouldn't have them at that point, so that shouldn't really be a risk. If you can keep 10 cards at the end, that's fine too, because if you still have 4 Devo Sprays and 10 cards, you're still going to draw into them every turn, and you should have like 1 Cascoon ready to evolve every turn too. So basically forming the infinite loop there. The only thing that's risky is if you reset stamps you out for your last cards. For some reason, that's like barely ever going to happen. So if you want to play it super safe, keep 7 cards in there at a bare maximum, like as soon as you thin out everything else, and then just keep drawing out your Devo Sprays to form that loop is the best way to play this deck. So as soon as you Devo Spray him, you go back into a Cascoon, and then the next turn you use Grovyle to research out your Dustox. It's pretty nutty. It's pretty nutty, guys, and it gets disgusting really quickly. I've considered playing, what is it called? Sky Pillar Stadium in this too, so you can't get bench attacked. That's super helpful into like Pikaroms, Weezings, anything that can bench attack you, like Giratina, because all these Pokemon are super weak, especially in their like early stages if you can't get the evolution out. Like Ditto will get 1 hit by most things, so that's another good option to play in there. You do have the Lusamine to double grab. I don't know what you could throw out, maybe like, maybe, I don't even know, we're playing like what Elms in here just for security. You could potentially play maybe 1 Cynthia less and still be alright, so you could do that for a slight variant. And keep the 2 power plants, 1 Sky Pillar, and then you can protect your Pokemon from being attacked like that. You could try to throw in Bench Mew, but then like bench space is a big issue for this deck, so we don't want to waste too much of it. That's pretty much why we're not running Bench Mew, or else Bench Mew's an option too. We really do want at least 3 Wurmple, 1 Grovyle, so if that last card is bench me for you, you can go ahead and do that too for 1 card. That's another option. Usually I keep the Ditto in here because like you can lose a Wurmple or 2 early on, and then you still need like the other 2 Wurmple and the Ditto, so it becomes critical to have that extra Wurmple substitute. That's why he's in there. Grovyle, as I said, we're playing him for the Sunshine Grace ability. Once during our turn, we can put a grass Pokemon into our hand, and we keep drawing out the Dustox. Super duper annoying, guys. Super duper annoying. That's all I have to say about this deck. Like these are the kind of decks I like playing, and the opponent would hate playing into, I can imagine. Because GX, non-GX, it doesn't really matter. When you start playing the Hazardous Evolution with Dustox and you form that loop and you're able to get like enough Devo Sprays, enough Cascoon set up, it's pretty torturous. Like, he's not getting out of that. There's no item lock in this. If you want the item lock version with Dustox, check out the Cryogonal video in the link. Also, in the top right hand corner, if you like these custom decks, if you're enjoying them, there's going to be a link up there for the rest of the custom decks. Go ahead, build those, have fun with those, because we do a lot of hard work putting these together for you guys. It takes a lot of time to think of these, experiment with these, and then put out the best variant for you guys to play out. So yeah, please take a look at those, like, share, subscribe, all those goody things whenever you get a chance. With that being said, let's get back into this. So, item cards. So the 4 Devo Sprays, as I already explained, to keep devolving the Dustox. Like, scary, like, Grovyle turn 1, guys. That's super important. I, like, goofed up a game, I think, where I didn't play out Grovyle turn 1, I went for Wurmple. No, you want to get Treecko down, you want to get Grovyle immediately, so that way, in case you're dead drawing, you can at least still draw into, like, Wurmple Cascoon combo immediately. Setting up at least 1 Dustox early on is super important, and then being able to draw the Devo Sprays after that is also subsequently important. So, netball, 4 of those for either energies or Devo Sprays, because we're running like a super low energy count. You guys can also run 7 here, like with 4, 3 is 7 here, but we can run 8 by running 4. 4 plus 4, 8. So you can do that just for a little bit more consistency, and that will help with getting our profound knowledge out earlier. But yeah, you can use netballs. The Recycle Energy, once the Oranguru you know, gets fainted, you can eat the Recycle Energies, go back into our hand, so we can slap them onto our next Oranguru. So we'll definitely be able to use resource management as long as we have at least 1 Recycle Energy in there. If there's something that sends your Pokemon and all cards attached to it to a lost zone, that's the only point where you'd have to face something like that. I don't think there's too many cards like that right now in Standard that are being played, so that's not an issue. So yeah, with the Recycle Energy, we're really secure on the energies there. At least being able to use Resource Management and our Dustox combo. If we get lucky with multiple Recycle Energies or 2 Recycle 1 Leaf, 1 Recycle 2 Leaf, we can use our Profound Knowledge and also have the opponent confused, which is going to work super well with our Ear-Ringing Bell. Like, if you already have them confused, you can use it for your next Oranguru, which is on your bench, or you can just use it on that one if he's about to get attacked, and then your opponent gets confused, and then he coin flips to see if he hits you for the next turn or not, which basically again adds to the stall component of this deck. Stalls out your opponent for a little bit longer, gives you more turns to set up your Dustox. Super good. I like the Ear-Ringing Bell in this. We're only running 2 because we have 3 Oranguru. I think you can manage around that. And space is super duper important for this deck to function, so yep, that is what that's for. The netball, Pokecoms, obviously, to draw what you need. 1 reset stamp for mid to late game. If your opponent's taken like 2 or 3 prizes into you, go ahead and stamp him for 3 cards or 2 cards, and then he's pretty much going to run out of options there, already having drained so many resources, trying to keep up with your stall early on. Like, what I see a lot happening with this deck is your opponent will use a lot of switches early on, and then you can like just keep track of his switches, and then once he runs out, you know he's not getting out without, you know, because switch is the only thing that can get you back right now, right? Or it's just use some other Pokemon's ability, like Invasion or something. So yeah, Invasion would really be bad for this deck if he can keep swapping it, but how many turns is he going to do it with the Necrozma? Like, once the Necrozma comes in, we paralyze him. I think we had a game with that too, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, once you paralyze him, he's not moving, so you can't do that multiple times. So yeah, just keep count of how many times he can retreat his Pokemon. That's all that's important for you. Usually it's going to be 4 switches if they can draw into all 4. If some of them get prized and they don't draw into them, that can happen a lot too. Usually they'll end up with 3 switches. So yep, keep track of that, and then once they're out of switches, you're basically good to keep paralyzing away, and they're not going to be able to do anything. They'll get frustrated and hit the FF button because that's all they can do. 2 Power Plant, as I said, you can add that Sky Pillar in there. for saving your Pokemon from the bench damage, which I think is a really good idea. For Cynthia, you can run 3 Cynthia and still be alright. 2 Hapu, 2 Jessie James, 2 Lillie, 1 Lusamine to grab your stadium cards back, or a supporter in case you need it, 2 Mars. But usually with the Oranguru resource management, you don't need Lusamine, but she's in there just in case you can't get that out. But 1 Professor Elm's lecture to grab your basic Pokemon, because you do have the Treecko and you do have like Wurmples that you can grab, so and the Ditto, so just 1 of them because it's like a one-off card in there, just to accelerate your game a little bit. 2 wouldn't be too bad, but we have no way to really draw into the right support card in this deck, so that's why we're not doing that. 2 Ear-Ringing Bells, as already explained, 4 Recycle, 3 Grass, and that concludes the Monkey Stall deck. You've already seen the gameplay for this. I hope you understood how to play this. Hope you have fun playing this. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. And I'm going to go on and record the next deck right after this, and this will be played right after this video, so keep watching for that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as I said, it's double deck profile day, and we're looking at the Pheromosa Buzzwole GX. I really wanted to put together a grass deck, guys. Like, I know we did Beedrill, but I wanted to put something together with like GX proponents that attack and actually do things, because with the fire meta, grass decks are falling behind, and that's terrible because grass decks are really fun to play. So I came up with this one. I think you're going to enjoy this. It's going to go, the next video we're going to be releasing, I think at the same time as this, we'll have a combo with like cards in this deck, but it's not going to be a grass deck. It's going to be something else, but you'll probably enjoy that. You'll probably enjoy that gameplay too. But let's get into this deck. I think it's really fun. It's going to be featuring our friends Pheromosa and Buzzwole Tag Team GX. So, the Pokemon lineup for this. Obviously, starting off, we have the Pheromosa Buzzwole Tag Team GX. Ultra Beast for 260 HP, Jet Punch, 30 damage to active, 30 damage to bench. Elegant Soul for 2 energies and a standard, 190 to your opponent's Pokemon, and like a Flare Strike, you can't use, well, you can use this attack, but it only does 60 on the next turn, okay? Beast Game GX, for 1 grass, it does 50 damage, but if your opponent gets knocked out by this, you take 1 extra prize card. So if you knock out a tag team, you take 4, if you knock out a GX, you take 3, if you knock out a basic, you take 2. But if this Pokemon has 7 extra energy attached to it, you can take 3 more prize cards instead. And guess what, guys? This is a deck that can actually pull that off. So if you can get 7 energies on this guy, Elegant Soul, Beast Game, let's say like a Pikarom for 240, you can actually turn 1 end the game, or turn 2 end the game, like literally just grabbing 6 prize cards off of 1 Pokemon. So I'm going to show you how to do that with this deck. So the Pokemon lineup is going to be 4 Buzzmosas, and then we are going to have the lovely Shedinja with Vessel of Life. So once before you attack, you can discard all cards attached to your Pokemon and attach this as a Pokemon tool to one of your Pokemon. And when your opponent knocks your Pokemon out, they take 1 fewer prize card. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be turning Tag Team GX Pokemon into non-Tag Team GX Pokemon. We're going to get at least 2 Shedinja Bugs out there and attach them to our Pokemon. That means normally where you'd only be able to get 2 Buzzmosa into play, you can now get 3 Buzzmosa into play and not worry about losing 2 and still be able to win the game. So that's going to be really awesome, and that's the only Pokemon they can knock out. So we are going to show you how to play this deck out. So we have the Beast Ring, okay, and this item becomes super useful as soon as our first Buzzmosa goes down, because as soon as we have our opponent has 3 or 4 prize cards, we can start using this to accelerate energies onto our Buzzmosa. Okay, so that's the one component that's going to work right after we do that. But what else is super good about this deck? So we're going to run Force Switch in this deck to keep switching between our Buzzmosas for the Elegant Soul. So as soon as you get some energies onto them, you can switch between them, and then you can tag switch onto the second one and get 2 190s off immediately. You can keep, and then once you do that, once you have enough energies on both, you can just keep switching back between them. I might consider running a second tag switch on this. As I said, we haven't done the games for this. I think I did. No, I'm sorry. We did do 2 games for this. We won both. I just didn't record them for you guys. And that's where I considered running the extra tag switch. So yeah, we're gonna find space for that somehow. I think maybe 1 less treasure will do. 2 treasures can do. We can draw into the 3rd, or Pokecom into the 3rd. We should be fine. So yeah, that's what I was gonna do. We'll switch that out. So definitely 2 tag switches for those early 190 damage surplus attacks. So as long as you have 4 energies into play, you can do that with your Buzzmosas. Get the consecutive damage out. So you're gonna be knocking out Rushazards. You're gonna be knocking out everything. So you say, how do we play into Reshazard? Because we're grass, they're fire, so we're running 2 weakness guard energies for the Buzzmoses that are going to be in play for the most part. So they're going to be able to survive the fire weakness and be really, really useful. And since they're the only energy Pokemon in play, we're going to have a Pokemon tool on them. We're going to have a weakness guard energy on them. It is going to be awesome. We have 2 power plants to ensure that we don't get Lysander Labs and lose our Pokemon tool advantage. And also 1 Lusamine to grab those back. We're also running the Life Forest to heal our grass Pokemon and remove those special conditions, which is going to be super useful for our sustain game here with the Life Forest and 2 Great Potions. Trying to make space for a third. Haven't really come up with how to do that yet because I already reduced 1 Beast Ring in here to make space for a Great Potion. So how is it that we can use his full GX attack? So you'll be able to attach at least 2 energies from hand. And then if you start using your B string and you use your tag switch properly, you can then accelerate the remaining, if you use what? All 3, or use 3 and then tag switch 2 more? I don't know. Figure it out, guys. But you can make the total 8 here with the amount of energies that we have. It's going to be the exact amount, unfortunately, but it can be done, and you can get the total Beast Game knockout here if you're able to accelerate enough. The other variant I've considered is like if you like get knocked out turn 1 for like a super KO or something, you can run like 2 more energies in here to be able to set up that you don't have to like wait out. That's how I was saying you can accelerate on turn 1. So how we would play that is 1 less treasure, take out both the healing potions, and then just run the 2 extra energies. Play the switch game between your Buzzmoses to get optimum damage output, and then if you lose 1, you can immediately Beast Ring accelerate on into like your 3rd or 4th turn and slap your opponent for the full Beast Game there, and then just take as many prize cards as you need. Because if they're at like even if they're at 2, right, and then you Beast Game for 50 on a tag team for a knockout after the Elegant Soul, then you're still taking 4 and you win. So there's a lot of like combinations to play that. We're going to show you that in the gameplay video that's going to be coming up. So how do we draw into the cards we need? Well, the lovely Green's Exploration Engine here. We don't have any Pokemon with any abilities. The one card we have to watch out for is the Shedinja, but the moment we get the Shedinja into play, we can Vessel of Life him onto our Buzzmoses, so he is not going to be an active Pokemon with an ability that lets us use Green's Exploration to grab whatever cards we need, pretty much, except energies, and those energies can be grabbed with Netball. You can also try running a Viridian in here. As I said, this is a deck that we have only a few games with, so the variants are going to be happening, but this is the base for it, guys. The Buzzmosa with the Beast Ring, with the Shedinja, because they take less Pokemon with knockout. So we're going to be running this with a Reshazard combo next, the Shedinja, I mean, because I like this Pokemon so much. Like, turning tag teams into GX Pokemon really sets your opponent behind, and that gameplay is coming up, so do watch that. Links will be in the description for that video, and the video for the Buzzmosa gameplay will be coming up soon. Hope you enjoyed these custom decks, guys. As I said, it's really taking a lot of thought to put these zany decks for you guys, together for you guys, and some of these are actually really, really viable in the ladder. So also we have a super duper special deck for you guys coming up for you guys. It's like competitive, viable. Like, you could take this to a tournament and definitely do super well with it. Like, it's so versatile, and it's coming up. So I don't know when that's going to be. Hopefully before the end of this week, but that is going to be there. So keep watch, keep following for more great Pokemon TCG videos. This is your favorite Dr. Professor Oak signing off.